Welcome back, guys, to the Play On podcast. This is Jesse and Jerry, episode 92. Sad time. We have winter break and we only have Premier League teams playing. So it's gonna be a rough 2 weeks.
En Serie A.
Oh, Serie A too. That's the only bright side, but like I said, just is the same team facing each other in Serie A, which I think we'll start with that. Super Cup, yeah. Hopefully you guys didn't listen to us. I don't even think I made it to that part of the podcast, but yeah. Maybe it
We
was a
called it.
reason. Maybe it
We
was a
called it.
reason.
We called it. We called it. It's same thing that happened last year. We both the opposite of what we said happened.
Yeah, Napoli and Bologna both beat the respective Milan teams and they made it through the final.
Yep.
So yeah, don't listen to us when it comes to Serie A at the moment because we are very green. Um so Napoli and Bologna face each other and Napoli came up on top winning 2-0.
Yep. Both goes by Neres.
David Neres is on a roll right now. I don't know if you've seen the Zedits because his eyes are always squinting. My boy is he's in cloud nine.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. Uh it shows that Napoli, their scouting system still works wonders. A lot of people thought David Neres was like on a downward slope because he was part of that Ajax golden generation that they thought they were all going to become superstars, with Frankie de Jong, De Ligt, Van de Beek. He was part of that, and he sort of flew under the radar there. But then he also like started falling off, and but Napoli shows that they can squeeze talent out of anyone.
Yeah, that's for sure a thing. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't know, Napoli is like just so weird this season. We thought they were gonna be like the super team. Um, they're still up there in the Serie A, but in the Champions League, we said it before, they're just really bad for some reason. I don't know, it's like the pressure or something.
Maybe it's just the play style. Maybe it just doesn't fit because you know how they say like how you play in the league is different than how you play in Champions League because it's like two different play styles. Like some teams are more suited to the Champions League than they are to like the respective leagues.
Hmm. That's for sure. Like sometimes it just doesn't translate over, you know?
Yeah. Like when Chelsea won their Champions League, like they were like in mid-table of the Premier League at the time. Like
They
it
put
didn't
all
make
their eggs
sense.
in one basket, Jesse. They just had to make that up for their for the whole season. Well, honestly, yeah, does it make it up for the whole season, you think? You get like 10th place, but you win the Champions League? It has to,
I,
right?
yeah, it has to because A, you won a title and it's like one of the biggest ones you can win, if not the biggest. The prize pool is very big, so you get a lot of money, and then you're also guaranteed Champions League for next year.
In pot one as well.
Yeah.
It's weird. Do you think ever like I don't know. This is obviously an insane scenario. Like a team would just again put all their eggs in one basket and go for the Champions League and potentially make what is it? Be in 18th or 17th place, almost relegation zone.
I mean, isn't that similar to like what Chelsea did, just not to the extreme of like relegation zone, but they were like
Uh,
mid-table?
yeah, I believe so, but like I don't think teams would be willing to do that. I think pro Premier League teams will probably be susceptible to that, especially with all the games they have. So,
I don't know because the position that in the Premier League matters so much because they're a super league in their own, and they like the money that they make there is pretty high.
well, really, it's pretty high, but even the bottom teams make a lot of money, you know?
Yeah, but the way that they trying and burn money is like no other league. Because one year they'll like sure what they'll make, but they immediately reinvest because like oh everyone else is reinvesting. Like just look at the summer, like everyone spent millions just to make sure you maintain your spot and not even go up.
And someone that spent millions is Liverpool. Their marquee signing of Alexander Isak, he has a t broken leg,
In
Jesse.
broken fibula or
So how long is
fractured
he out
fibula.
for?
The It said 3 to 4 months. So basically all of the second half, because I think he'll probably like make a couple of like at the end of the season like a couple of games, or
Hmm.
might just fully wait until the World Cup because like as you mentioned off screen, like this is a World Cup year, so a lot of players might not want to risk it.
I know the GM, the sporting director, is probably kicking himself in the leg, like regretting this buy. And the reason we say it is because, of course, he's a great player, but they don't need him at the moment. So I know at the Quite, probably not smiling in like physically smiling, but I know in the back of his head he's probably laughing with joy.
Yeah, like outside he's like, like being supportive, but inside he's like, yeah. But even then, like his form has been he's gotten back into form because like when he first got there, he was like off to a blazing start and but then it slowed down when Isak got there because it ruined the balance of the team even more. And now that he started to get playtime again, he's shown that he was worth the money and there was no reason for you to buy an older version of him for a lot more money.
And these are like the pressures I'm talking about when it comes to like football, especially if when you're a coach, like and you make a huge signing, you have to play the signing, the most expensive transfer. Like
Yeah, the most
you can't bench him because I think he did obviously he's probably he's the better player at the moment. How many goals he has scored? For that to happen, you know it's someone from the upstairs like, hey, you gotta play this guy. I don't care. You have a game plan. This is the guy we have to play. No matter if he sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they broke the transfer record for him, and that's a problem because they're like, oh, he's worth the money because he's Premier League proven, but like
Mhm.
a transfer, even though if it's in the same league, doesn't always work out. And
Look at Alexis Sanchez to Man U.
yeah, it just it doesn't always work out the same way. Like there's so many viable options that people forget, or like uh um examples of them not working out that people could see, but people just tend to ignore it because Premier
Yeah.
League bias.
They have to
But
like I don't know. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But hey, I think he's probably gonna go on a roll, get himself a call back to France. But dude, he got super lucky, you know? Because again, it's a hard fought battle, but no matter how many goals you're scoring, they're still starting Isak over you, which obviously does something to your mental.
yeah, and I think obviously it's a horrible situation for Isak because no one wants to get injured, especially during this time. But for Liverpool, I think it works out well because it helps balance out the team. Because you don't have to worry about playing Isak because of the worries about like the board above you like forcing your hand, and also Salah's off to AFCON, so you
I
don't
was
have
gonna
to worry
say.
about that anymore. So now you could build a team that's actually more balanced and allows your best players to be informed. Like now you could start Etikite, you could start Szoboszlai in the midfield, who has been your best player this year. Give Wirtz, that time on the right wing or left wing. M- We prefer right wing to, let him get accustomed to the game because he got his first assist this past weekend and like he's finally starting to find into form. We're finally see the player that he was at Leverkusen, and then you still have Korik Akpo there ready to play on the left wing, or the new Mbappe, as Jerry likes to dub him, that got someone mad.
I mean, this is like you said, probably the best thing that could have happened to Liverpool, which is crazy to say. But we'll see how they finish their season so far. Again, they've been winning again.
Mhm.
We'll see if they can keep it up. We'll see what happens once Salah comes back. But of course, they have a month without him for now.
Yeah, I think this upcoming summer transfer window. Besides, after the World Cup, because players are going to wait for after. I think it's going to be a big one for Liverpool because I don't know how they handle Salah. I think this is a
You gotta
breakup
sell
at
him.
this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's gonna
sell
be
him.
a breakup at this point. You're gonna have to try figure out how you can fit in both at Kite and uh Isak in a squad, and then also you got to figure out your defensive problem because Van Dijk is gonna be what 34, 35 years old, so he's no longer the player that he was. You need to get a replacement for him. Konate, his form has been horrendous this year.
And more than likely, he's leaving.
hmm And the only other center back you have is Giovanni, the Italian guy who was 18, but can be coming off an ACL injury. Like viably, you need to get like three center backs to feel safe.
And you can't forget the fullbacks either, because Connor Bradley has been in and out of the hospital. Same thing with
And
Frank Pong.
yep, and also uh Kirkis hasn't adjusted fully well. Robertson is older now, like he's been playing there, but how longer is he going to be viable for? Like there's a lot of questions on that back line. A whole new back line could be signed. And then you also get have to get covered for Gravenberch and McAllister also hasn't been informed.
Mm.
So like it's a lot of questions towards that back end.
Hey, but 500 million though spent on the tech.
Yeah, but yet they're gonna try to spend that much again this summer.
Yeah. And you know who's been a revelation for him is Federico Chiesa. He's like kind of a super sub for him.
Hmm.
And that's the guy that was supposed to leave in the summer. They're trying to force him to leave, but hey man, there's a lot of there's a lot of things Liverpool can do. Do you count out a sale of Etequite if he does like really well this summer?
I think it would be a mistake because players like that don't grow everywhere. Like they're just hard to find. Like he's a tall player, he's smooth with the ball, he has pace, he's a good finisher. The the problem with selling him is like there's not that many viable options.
But
'Cause
the thing is, it would solve the problem between Etequite and
Isak, yeah,
Isak.
it would help also raise funds to financial fair play, even though they don't care. But like the only places that could afford him would probably be like a Man City, Man U, because they always have infinite money.
Yeah, Man U. They're gonna be broke, dude. They're
Yeah,
gonna be the first club to bankrupt, like a major club.
yeah. Or like Bayern, but they don't really do those type of moves, and that's only if like they'll sell Harry Kane,
But what would Etequita's market be at the moment? Say he scores 20 goals in the Premier League season. They just bought him for 80, right?
like 80 to 100, like depending on like which currency you use.
Hmm.
Uh, it'll be probably like 120. You're probably asking what they signed Isak for because he's what, like 3 to 4 years younger, and he's currently in form.
That's true. I mean, again, that will solve the thing because you can't sell Isak. His value only went down, so you're gonna lose money. So the only option would be to sell Etequite. Again, I don't see a world where they do that because it's tough, you know. But if anything, they're probably gonna sell Gakpo, which again doesn't deserve. He doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, and then at that point, you have no more wingers. All your wingers have been sold.
Salah, bring him back.
Yeah,
And bring him back to piss off Jamie Carragher.
yeah. And it also shows like you have to be careful with who you sell. Like they sold Luis Diaz this summer to fund like some of the moves that they did, and look at the form that he's hit with Bayern.
Fantastic, you know. But again, I don't know. He is a true like left winger. So yeah, again, I don't know. I find it hard for them to even consider that sell at all.
Yeah, I think they like this summer was supposed to be like the one that they put them further ahead. If anything, I think it dropped them back down.
Yeah, that's for sure. In other news, in the Premier League, Aston Villa again keeps winning, doesn't
Yeah, beat
stop.
Man U.
Next they're facing Chelsea, so we're gonna see if they can keep it up. What kind of Chelsea are we gonna get, Jesse?
We don't know because they were finally in the form. Uh, Everyone's worries about them were sort of fading away because everyone was worried because they were like the youngest squad in the Premier League. Their squad is very young. They lack very like maturity, leadership, and like people to help guide them through like rough patches. And everyone's like, oh, maybe they can overcome it with the amount of sheer talent that they have.
Have you seen the rumor of a potentially Thiago Silva coming back?
He signed with Portuguese team. I think it was like Benfica, or Porto.
Oh, I saw a rumor before I even saw that. I haven't been on the transfer market thing.
Yeah, let me check. I think it was like one of those.
But yeah, they definitely do need a veteran leadership because everyone's all over the place. I think the most veteran player they have is probably Enzo.
Yeah, he signed with Porto for the end of the
Interesting.
season.
That's interesting. But yeah, we'll see what kind of Chelsea we get.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's tough, man.
it definitely is. I can't deny that.
But
Uh,
you see the other rumors of them also potentially losing Maresca?
the coach?
Yeah, because
To who?
Man City, he's the favorite because you know how Pep's contract runs out this summer, and there still hasn't been any word on him renewing
Yeah.
because you might take like a sabbatical, like take some time off, get adjusted because last year was tough on him, outside of football, and maybe he just needs some time to reset because this is like what his longest tenured job with a club.
Yeah,
With
and he's done it before. He's done it with Barcelona. He like took a year off before he went to
Bayern,
Bayern, yeah.
and that he was there only for like 3 years. Before that with Barca, I was like what, 4?
Hmm.
This one he's been in since 9 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But I mean, Man
So
City's always been successful with hiring coaches, you know. They he they did well with Pellegrini, um,
Mancini,
Mancini. Like I think they're great at selecting coaches. If it's Maresca, that would be funny as fuck.
yeah. Well, he is like he comes from like the Pep coaching tree because he was like his assistant coach before he became a head coach. So I guess they're trying to like keep it like in the family.
What are the possibilities Arteta goes back to Man City?
Uh,
I think they gotta be higher, you know.
I think it depends on like how he finishes the season. Because A, if he wins a champion or he wins a Premier League, I don't think he leaves Arsenal.
Hmm.
But if he doesn't finish it, I think there still can be like that big question mark him of can he ever do it, get over that hurdle. And I
That's why I
think,
think like going to Man City would probably be good for him. That's why I said I think it's high for Man City to be interested in him. I don't know where to gauge for Arteta to be at for him to leave.
yeah, it's tough for Arteta to go there. I feel like beforehand when like Arsenal were still like an up and coming team and they didn't have all this expectation on them, I think it would have made sense for him to go there because there was talks of him being like the natural replacement, but now his current style is so vastly different from what Pep wants that I don't know if he'll fit the squad because like he'll make cha massive reservations because A, they don't have like the 10 center backs that he needs to have a solid defense.
You know what's so funny? Pep and Arteta are like the opposite of each other. Pep loves playing midfielders as defenders, and Arteta loves playing uh,
Defenders as
defenders as
midfield
midfielders.
and CDMs as strikers.
They are so funny. But you know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, whoever Man City gets, they're gonna do great. You know, again, they know how to pick coaches, and there is such a highly sought after job. Unlimited funds, you get well, Holland. We'll see what he does, but like the team you have, Cherky, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think with like the Cherki signing and like the way that I think football is going back to, it's changing from like the late 2010s and early 2020s where it was tactical, it's all about athleticism and like being physical and running. I feel like it's going back to the old school of like actual
Technical ability.
yeah, technical ability and like football, like the tens are coming back. Like Cherky, like his rise has been because like he's just so much better at football than like the players around him, even though he might not drop back or anything like that. Pep is okay with him doing that to an extent because you know what? He's just magic on the ball and he's going to create something for me when it's so difficult to break down teams now because of like everyone's playing a low block, everyone's, set out for tactical or for like set pieces and things like that. So he's like, oh, I need a player able to break this down, and a a true like 10 can do that for me.
Yeah, so it is very interesting to see that forming and everything like that. Because I mean, there's a bunch of tens right now out there in the world. Cherky, which they used to be extinct. What is it, Cherky? You could probably put Musiala there as well.
Musiala, the
Arda Güler,
uh,
Manzantono too. Like Madrid is like spoiled with tens at the moment.
Nico Paz, Serie A, like there's like they're all popping up everywhere because teams are starting to realize, oh, this we need this certain type of player back again.
Because it's like the
For
type of player that could break the low block.
Yeah, because beforehand, like, and I think it's funny because Pep was sort of the reason why teams were doing this because of like he brought in Jack Grealish, like all these type of wingers that were like wouldn't take on like your play like the side backs 1v1, like he would drop back, keep possession, like and score goals and things like that. But now he look at what happened. He's gotten rid of Jack Grealish, and who did he go to? Jeremy Doku, who's gonna take on your right back the entire 90 minutes and like try humiliate him and score goals.
I feel like Jack Grealish should be flourishing at the moment. Like if he had consistent playing time with Man City, especially because I think he would be thriving at the 10 role
Hmm.
right now. But it's how football works. I mean, he's doing pretty well at Everton. I can't deny that. And they just barely almost beat Arsenal. They lost 1-0.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think Jack Grealish would have been great if he consistently played and was focused on football.
What can we do? Not everyone was has the same focus.
That is true. That's true. But I mean, we could go to our boys in La Liga. Nothing really changed this past weekend.
Yeah, you guys had the big match against Villarreal.
Dominated, by the way, because Villarreal is on a downward trend at the moment. Not in the league, but I know they had a rough. They lost in Copa del Rey. They got knocked out.
A lot of
No, I think they
a
won.
lot of La Liga teams got knocked out in Copa del Rey. A lot of upsets.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I know they had to go all out for that. I know the previous they won La Liga match the weekend before, but then during the week they lost in the Champions League as well, or tied or something. But I know they dropped points. Oh yeah, they lost versus Copenhagen, 3-2. Was it Copenhagen?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Copenhagen, it's like different spelling or whatever. But it's from like Copenhagen.
Yeah, so again, they weren't in a great form at the moment, and we took advantage. And this was the match that was supposed to be played in Miami, Jesse.
Yep. Also,
So,
Renato Vega got a red card.
what did you think of that, Red?
Uh, I feel like it was valid.
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments. People are trying to say it wasn't a red, but it was a very reckless tackle to his ankle. Thankfully, he didn't get him fully. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just he, I regard it as red, especially because he came from behind, and then, like it just leaves the player unprotected. He can't like move
brace himself
away
or
or like
anything. Yeah,
embrace. Yeah, so that's why I think it was more dangerous because if he had time to anticipate, like he could do something about it, but when you can't, you're more likely to like leave your leg out, and then that could just leave it to like be broken and things like that. But it's like it's difficult to like say it's not when it came at that force and then from behind.
yeah, and I think it doesn't help that again, people are going slow-mo with it. You can't go slow motion with these type of tackles. You have to get the full extent of the force. So, I that's what's pissing me off. I know you've said it in the past too. Like you can't do football slow motion at all. But
Yeah, because it's like you gotta watch in real time. Once you slow everything down, it makes everything look worse
yeah, you
than
could just press a still image and make everything fall towards like what is it? Your
a
narrative.
narrative. Yeah.
But what I did want to talk about when it comes to Barcelona is Marcus Rashford, I think at this point has to be a consistent starter because we are so much better when he's on the pitch. I think Fermin is at a very low level at the moment right now. He had a hot start to the season, but now he's like crashing and I don't think he could control the ball. And like he's taking those long shots, which sometimes doesn't help. I know they've been going in the past, but now they are not. So sucks to see my boy, dude.
Yeah, and then I feel like for no, Rashford has sort of been a victim to like being an outsider of like Barca because I feel like well Ferran Torres is obviously is like in good form. He scored again this past weekend, and then Fermin
No, he
because he
scored during the week, I think.
didn't he
No.
score this
No,
weekend?
he didn't
Or
score this weekend. It
I
was
thought
Lamine and Rafinha.
oh yeah. I guess during the week. But yeah, he's like because he sort of doesn't get the like the first nod to start there, especially with Rafinha coming back. He's basically gets that left wing, and with Ferran being in good form, he doesn't get the striker spot. But like Rafinha can play as a 10, or so can Lamine, and like Rashford should get a chance at the wing position. But I feel like because Fermin's from La Masia, he's from Barca. He gets like that spot because he was in good form, but he like it's been a couple of games where he hasn't been like up to par.
No, it hasn't. And I hope he gets his form back because I know he's gonna have more competition too when Dani Olmo comes back from his dislocated shoulder.
And
Same thing with
Gavi,
Gavi. Yeah,
yeah.
he's set to come back next month. So be a lot of competition. I know he's probably gonna fight for his spot. There are rumors that potentially we are getting a center back in the January because
Yeah,
Ronald Araujo might be chalked.
and don't forget also because of Christensen
Yeah, and Christensen. You said he tore his ACL, right?
towards ACL. They said it wasn't
A
what
complete
was
tear.
a complete tear. It was like or like he didn't hurt the other ligaments. It was just like the ACL. So,
So that's like a whole 6 month thing. So it sucks for him.
yep,
And yeah, we are definitely in need of a left-footed center back. I think that'll solve pretty much every issue. Gerard Martin has been doing a good job there. Like I can't complain, but I know having a actual left-footed center back would be great.
yeah,
Schlotterbeck maybe if we'd had the funds, but we don't.
yeah. It's gonna be tough because are you guys off of the sign one sell one?
No, I'm pretty sure we're still on that, Jesse.
So then, yeah, you guys are gonna have to sell someone,
Yeah, so
and then you guys still got to do that again for Rashford if you guys are gonna keep him past the summer.
yeah, I know in the summer I think it'll be a lot easier with when it comes to sales because I know people are interested in Marc Casado, who, by the way, Jesse, my boy Bernal has moved up the depth chart. He is now the second in the what would you call the
Uh,
sixth man when it comes
the
to
first man off the
DM.
bench.
Yeah, for the defensive mid position. Yes, so he beat Casado on it. They have Casado playing right back now.
Well, that's why I've been asking for like the beginning of the season. Why hasn't Hansi Flick been using Mark Bernal? Because what we saw last year before his injury was like really good potential and a really good player, but it didn't look like he trusted him. I guess he finally got his trust back.
Yeah, he's been putting on good performances. He's been coming off the bench or starting. Um, I think this past weekend, we didn't play with Pedri, right?
Nope,
When
it
we
was
don't
Garcia and De Jong.
play with Pedri, our tempo is just completely off.
Yep.
I think that's what the first half was kind of weird. Like we were attacking, but then like just completely cutting off. Bernal came in and he adjusted the tempo a lot more and had to like divide the passes, switch the play whenever necessary. So he is a huge help, and I think he is definitely the answer for the future. Um, yeah, we'll see how it goes because I know Flick right now his favorite player at the moment is Eddie
It's Ed
Garcia.
Garcia, yeah.
Yeah, he just loves him. He'll play my goalkeeper if he has to.
I don't doubt it.
So that's where I'm
But
at with Barcelona. We're at a good spot.
doesn't he just got an extension, right?
Who, Eddie Garcia? Yeah, he did get it. I think the past weekend.
That's
So
good. That's good.
yeah,
Oh shit.
he had to take his time, dude, and he got it. That's
Yeah.
perseverance, Jesse.
Perseverance. And now to my side, Real
Yeah,
Madrid side.
to yeah, your boys in white.
It was
I heard it was
business as
a bad match for Hoytson. I saw like the end the second half
uh for which one are you talking about?
for the La Liga game. I heard it was
La
like
Liga.
pretty bad against Sevilla.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are saying that uh we're jumping onto it, but he looks exhausted and tired because remember, this is his breakout year because it's still continuing on from Bournemouth. It's his first year with the Premier League. He played every game, and then he just was finally able to get called up to the national team. So he was getting called up to Spain all the time, and they call him up whenever. And
This
then
Pedri moment.
yeah, it was his Pedri moment because he went from Bournemouth to he played the Nations League, and then he played the Club World Cup, and then remember we jumped immediately into La Liga, and then he was starting every game because he was a new signing. He fit the mold of what Xabi Alonso wanted, and then he's been picking up muscle discomforts, muscle tiredness, muscle or where is it overloads back to back, and then he's also the only viable option currently because everyone else got injured again, so he forced himself. And he even said that he was really looking forward to getting past this game to the break, so he could recover and reach his physical best because he even said it, or his dad said it. He's like, people forget how much he's played this past year, and like he just needed like a break to like refresh himself.
Yeah, I definitely do see that. Again, Madrid fans are kind of like jumping on him and calling him a horrible player, but it's like, dude, you gotta see the whole picture, not just this couple of strings. You gotta ask yourself, why is he having bad games? Because at the beginning of the season, he was fantastic.
Yeah, and I think the biggest difference that you see from him is his passing.
Yeah,
In the beginning of the year, his long passing was great. His short and intermediate passing, his cutting through the like passing through the lines was amazing. And he just looks so exhausted that he can't like think of like the passes to do or like what to do, or it's been off as well.
Yeah, and I feel like Madrid players aren't really appreciating that because they're not used to like their center back building off the back too much, you know?
Yep.
Like in Barcelona, you hear it all the time, but Puyol, Marquez, Cubarsina, Íñigo, but like with Madrid, like you don't really think about like, oh, Sergio Ramos was a fantastic passer. Like, no, you think of like just him hauling the ball up, you know? Oh, but with Hoyson, like yeah, at the beginning of the season, you would see that all the time, and it was like crazy to me to see Madrid fans talking about how good Hoyson was as a passer. But now you guys are calling him really bad at it.
Yeah, and it's funny because I feel like it's just people being so reactionary and just needing something to talk about because it it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't awful. Like I still think he was the best defender on that back line at the day,
Who was his partner?
Rudiger.
Exactly. Hoyson has to cover so much ground for Rudiger as well because he like tends to follow players like all the way to their own
Also,
half.
it was Asensio at right back, and then also Fran Garcia at left back. So he was,
He
like
was
I
in
said,
hell. He was in
yeah.
hell, Jesse.
So like that's why when people are like, "Oh, he was awful," I'm like, it wasn't that like he wasn't that bad. Like sure he there was mistakes there. Like clearly, yeah, it wasn't like his best performance, but he was managing a lot, and he was still like the best player at defense.
But yeah, Madrid ended up getting the win. Rodrigo's actually been playing fantastic, Jesse. He's been building up his form.
Yeah,
And the other Brazilian, other left winger, he's getting booed.
yeah. It was funny because it was his first game being captain of Madrid.
So why is he getting booed so harsh? I know we've criticized him in the past, but like, are they finally getting through that? Like he's been bad.
Uh, it was funny because it was like in the beginning of the game. It was the
Hmm.
first half, so there wasn't actually much to boo at. I felt like it was just more of like, as you said, like finding a buildup of like, because we've mentioned before, he's been losing the balls a lot. He hasn't been very productive. He's sort of fallen off because beginning of the year he was trying to show that he was like following Xavi's system. He wasn't like pressuring or falling or dropping back as much this past couple of games. But you would sort of forgive it if like his attacking output like made up for it, and it hasn't. So his form hasn't been great, and he himself has acknowledged that. But I guess finally people have started realizing like, oh, he hasn't been what we have seen from him. So that's why they were like jumping on him, especially when he was captain, because he's supposed to be like, a leadership position there and the oldest like tenured player. So yeah, it's funny because it was like the first minute of the game because I think there was even a lip reading of like when it happened. He's like, "Why are you booing me? I haven't even done anything yet."
And everyone's like, that's why. That's why you haven't done anything.
But yeah, I think it's just people are like realizing that he needs to change his attitude and he needs to do it quick because like with Rodrigo like sparking into form and people realizing this is what should be happening because Rodrigo has been as always we even saw last year like he's the one that would sacrifice and drop back and help defend, but now he's also finally hit his form where he could a attacking wise he's providing a lot, he's creating a lot of chances for the team and himself and
And
has
again,
also been finishing.
he's a willing passer too. He knows Mbappe scores goals. He willingly looks for him and tries to get him the ball. And I think that's what you need in order for that team to succeed, you know? Vinicius wants to be the main guy. Rodrigo, he tried to be the main guy too, because I think in the beginning of the season, he said he wanted to go left winger because he says that's his best position. And he was
Yeah,
taking a lot of bad shots, right?
well, that's why he wasn't playing as much because he said he didn't want to play right wing anymore. He didn't want to be the sacrifice. So he told Xabi Alonso, "I only want to play left wing." So he said, "Okay, but you're not going to get a lot of chances." And then even when he did play left wing, he was like sort of in a rotated squad, so he was trying to like make things up out of nothing, and he wasn't like making the best choices. So Xabi Alonso wasn't using him because he's like, you got to reset, you got to change up your thought process, and then he finally was willing to play right wing again. And he's like, well, that's where we have space for you right now, but that can change.
Yeah. So he's been playing great. I think we'll see what decision Xabi Alonso takes if he's actually going to bench Vinicius. I still don't think he does. I think
Mm-mm.
again, it's too much money thrown away, you know?
Well, there's still talks of like him being sold in the summer. and especially from his side now a lot as well because he still hasn't signed a new contract. Madrid's not willing to budge on giving him that massive contract that he wants, especially with the way he's producing. Because the board has recently come turn around and said, well, it's not all Xabi Alonso's fault. If not, it's the players' fault because the attitude that they're showing and the results they're producing can't just be accumulated to like Xabi Alonso, like his coaching style. It's like if their players aren't doing anything about it, it's it's also their fault. And so he's looks like his contract's not there. His Vinny's entourage has recently contacted the Premier League clubs because those are the ones that can afford him. That he would be willing to open to playing in the Premier League. I know they've reached out to Chelsea because they always need left wingers, Man City, Man U, and even PSG. But I still think if he does leave, his most likely option would probably be
Sorry.
Saudi.
Oh man, can't even think about it right now. But yeah, they got the win. Fairly, I wouldn't say easy because I think Alexis Sanchez was like turning the clock back and I was actually having a good game. How nervous was he making you?
Uh, Not too nervous because like he hit some long shots, but the feeling from Courtois that day was like, oh, he's fine. He's gonna handle it. Like I feel like Courtois is sort of like uh there's an average where he's like, yo, we're solid, and then there's like days where you're just like, he's on and that was like one of those days.
Hmm. He gets bailed out so much by Courtois. It's so annoying, Jesse. All the damn time.
Hey
Wait, hey,
man.
hey, that's what you gotta pay. That's why you gotta pay the keepers, dude. Oh, by the way, Barcelona, Ter Stegen, still he says he wants to stay with the team, but everyone keeps telling him like, hey, if you're gonna stay with the team, you're probably not gonna be the first choice in Germany. So that's just a
Well,
quick Ter Stegen update.
well, I heard a rumor that the only reason he played Copa del Rey was because the German FA personally asked Hansi Flick to play him so they could see his current form.
And he didn't do too bad.
Yeah, because they wanted him for like the World Cup. Because besides Neuer, there's still not options. And Neuer ha is not the same Neuer of the old. He's like 40 years old.
Hmm.
He looks a step below what we've known from him. He
Yeah.
does not look the same.
He
So
looks
I know they're
stiff.
looking for options. Yeah.
Uh, we'll see what happens with them. Again, we didn't talk about it, but you did text me about it. You asked me that there's a mole in Barcelona.
Yeah, because I saw a report saying that they found who the leaker was from the players.
So right now the rumor is it's Ter Stegen that is the leaker because lineups will get leaked. So what Hansi Flick apparently did was that he told Ter Stegen, "Hey, this is the lineup for tomorrow. You're not playing. You're being benched. Chesney's being the starting goalkeeper for the Copa del Rey." Next day, news media outlets just released it like this is the lineup, and come the Copa del Rey day, Ter Stegen is starting. The only thing that changes is Ter Stegen. So everything else was fine. So everyone's saying it's Ter Stegen that is the mole. So I think that's why we also have to get rid of him. All right, guys. So the final part of the episode is us making our predictions for the remaining games of the season. And we're going to start off with the EFL Cup quarterfinal, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. They are playing in the new Emirates Arena. Who do you got?
Give me Crystal Palace. Give me Crystal Palace.
I'll go for Crystal Palace as well. The hate is on. Crystal Palace has been all right. They're great in cup formats, so this is their bread and butter. Let's see if Arsenal is cut from a different cloth.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that'd be great if they did it. And then we have the Premier League back on Friday. It is Man U versus Newcastle. Man U hasn't been too great thus far.
Neither has Newcastle because they are currently lower in the league standings.
But I don't know if I could trust Man U's defense at the moment. So I'm gonna go with the draw. They're playing in Old Trafford.
Jerry, like I've said, that's not the theater of dreams as they like to proclaim. That thing's a trash bin. We saw the leakage from last
I
year.
was gonna say you're gonna have pieces of ceiling coming and hitting the players.
I'll give it a Newcastle just because I think it'll be funny.
That's their handicap, though. The potentially the ceiling falling on your head.
True. And
Um,
especially tough for Newcastle since they have Waltimod and that man's like 6'6".
it's gonna header a fucking piece of concrete instead of the ball. All right, for Saturday we have Nottingham versus Man City. I got to say, Cherky is a consistent starter now. Give me the man that knows how to play.
Yes, I'll give me City, especially with Nottingham Forest still at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. Arsenal versus Brighton.
Brighton's not very consistent right now.
I'll go with Brighton just because I think they're like a top team killer.
Give me a draw. I'll accept a draw. You know, they'll still draw points somewhere.
Brentford versus Bournemouth. I'm just going through this because we have really no football. Oh no, never mind. We could skip that one because I forgot they're Serie A.
Yep.
So Liverpool versus Wolves, Jesse. You think Wolves pulls off the upset? They almost beat Arsenal.
As much as I want to say Wolves, I think Liverpool gets it. Like I said previously, everything's working out in the favor. Isak's out. They don't have to worry about starting him. Etikita's in great form. Salah's finally gone from the club where he can't cause drama. I think it works out. I think they get the win.
Yeah, I'm with you. Everything just lining up, and Arne Slot could probably play the lineup he wants to play without any repercussions. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. This is probably the marquee matchup of the Premier League weekend, and I'm
Give me
going with
Aston
the hot
Villa.
hand. Yeah,
Yeah, Aston Villa.
Aston
They're
Villa all the way.
they're in great form. They beat Arsenal. Chelsea's floundering. They're in bad form, like we've mentioned. I just don't see a reason as to why to bet against that.
Definitely. Lecce versus Como. I'm riding with your boys, Jesse. Como, I think I'm becoming a fan of them, to be honest. They're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think Como. But fun fact, I was looking at their schedule in January. Guess how many games they have?
Four.
7.
Those 3-day weeks, let's see if they're built for it.
And you know what's worse? In the middle of that, they still have the game in Australia against Milan.
Is that the one that Serie A scheduled for outside of the country?
Yeah, Como versus Milan in Australia. So imagine they're playing a game on the weekend. Then 4 days they're gonna go to Australia, new time zone, all these things, and then fly back and play another game.
Was that supposed to be a home match for Como or Milan? The one on
I
the left
can't.
is the home side.
Yeah, let me check real quick. I can't remember. Como's home. So they're
If you're Como, the club fans, you're pissed that they take that home game away, especially
yeah,
with like a team that's in the top, because Como
yeah,
is fighting up there.
yeah. So look at this. Uh, they played the 27th, right?
Hmm.
This upcoming weekend, and then on January 3rd they play Udinese. January 6th they play Pisa, and then then they get January 10th against Bologna. January 15th, Milan in Australia, the 19th against Lazio, and then the 24th against Torino.
They're in a gauntlet, Jesse. Let's see if they make it out alive.
And then the 27th, they play Fiorentina as well.
Gotta feel bad for them.
That
Um, yeah, that is messed up. Whoever made up that schedule, because Serie A was never really like that when it comes to like scheduling. And against a team that's not even in Champions League either, is like, oh, this is brutal.
yeah, imagine if they had to worry about Champions League and all these other no, man.
Yeah, I would have given up. So we go on into Pisa versus Juventus. I got Juve.
Yeah, Juve.
Premier League, it's Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. Tottenham has been having a rough couple months,
Yep.
or at least December. I gotta go with Crystal Palace because they're gonna end the year bad.
I'm going with Spurs just so they keep Thomas Frank and the fans are upset.
They win one title, they gotta wait more time to win another one.
Yo, the Sunderland versus Leeds is actually a good game.
Honestly, it is. Is it though? I think Sunderland wins that easily. They've been a great team this season, so
Look at the past 5 games. Last a loss against Man City, but that was 3-2. They beat Chelsea 3-1. They drew against Liverpool 3-3. Brentford draw, and then they beat Crystal Palace 4-1.
Yeah, but I would have given Leeds up the upper hand if they played at home. At home, they are menaces, but again, so is Sunderland. They just beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, but they've sort of started slowing down. This is all I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm
Oh
thinking,
my
though.
God, and I'm looking at actually Sunderland has a bunch of players on
Yeah, injuries.
international duty.
Yep.
So that is fun. So maybe I'll change my opinion, dude. I got Leeds.
I got
I
him,
got
guys. I
Leeds.
swayed him. I swayed him. I
You did
swayed him.
sway me. And for it to be the opposite, like the damn the damn Super Cup. Going into Italy, Milan versus Hellas Verona. I got Milan. The coach, I hate him. He plays with a 1-0 win, and that's it.
Yep. Allegri. Yep. I think they got it. I think we're seeing another Pulisic goal, and we're getting another,
Another post from CBS saying he's the best player in the world.
yeah, another Captain America dude, the LeBron James of soccer.
They need a, you know how, oh my God, I can't even say that. You know how they morph people's faces into like other people? They should do that with Pulisic and LeBron.
Dude, didn't you see because the ads for the World Cup have been coming on, and you know how they've got Lamine Yamal for Spain, uh,
I've seen it.
Messi for Argentina, Ronaldo for Portugal, Pulisic for the USA. It's like one of this is not the same.
Like I think if they would have put LeBron on there, no one would have said anything. It would have been funny. But then in this Cremonense versus Napoli, again, I'm just going over the top teams and the teams we do like.
Yeah, Napoli should have that one easily. Cremonense, I think they're like mid-table towards bottom.
Yeah, they are. And the matchup of the week for Serie A is Atalanta versus Inter de Milan.
Yeah, Inter coming off a tough loss in the Supercoppa. I think they rebounded in the weekend. Oh no, no, it was just the Bologna game, I guess.
Hmm. The Bologna, they lost against Liverpool in the Champions League, but again, that's a Liverpool loss. But again, it's a Liverpool loss at home, so that's crazy. And there's an Atalanta team who's been pretty hot since they got in an argument between Lookman and the manager. They stabilized their situation, Jesse.
Yeah, but Lookman is away in AFCON
He is,
because he
that's
is
the
for
thing.
Nigeria. So I'll give it to Inter.
They also have injuries. They have Dumfries out at Serbi, Mateo Darmian. So they're playing with like their second string or third string right back. So I'll just go with the Inter just because I like again the striking partnership. They still have both of them of Thuram and Lautaro. They cause damage.
Yep.
Is there any Monday game?
Roma Genoa. There's championship. You want to talk about AFCON?
Did you see that AFCON goal though in the opening match?
The
The
Morocco, yeah, the
the
second one.
bicycle kick. That shit was crazy, dude.
They were
That
saying Puskás winner.
dude, it has to be. That is crazy for him to do that in the rain as well. But I don't know. That's all I got so far, Jesse. Bears smoking on that Packer pack.
Listen, I just want to say, all you Packer fans crying about injuries and all that, dude, we've been playing without our entire secondary for the whole year, our linebacker corps. We didn't play with our starting two wide receivers. We had Luther Burden out, we had Odunze out. So, like, shut up.
We had DJ Moore with like a single spine because he got trucked with a
Heck,
dirty hit.
yeah, with the dirty hit that I don't see you guys complain about. And then the touchdown pass, that was a that was a pass interference. Like your man was all over DJ Moore still.
And
So,
we
like,
still didn't get the call. Even the flag just in case either, you know?
yeah.
But hey, looking at that Packer pack, I know we have to beat the 49ers and hope the Seahawks lose so we could get the first round bye. I think we still get the first round bye either way? No, we'll get the number one seed if Seahawks lose, we get one of the wins.
Um, yeah, because right now we're just up against Green Bay. 2 versus 7. So the only way we avoid that is if we get the first round bye, and that's if the Seahawks lose.
Never thought I'd say this, but shout out Aaron Rodgers. You helped us qualify to playoffs. Made things easier. Because yeah, they beat the Lions.
Yeah, but I wasn't worried too. I feel like the Lions are in a downward spiral. But you see, dude, our coaches are already getting poached.
Yeah?
Our
Oh,
defensive backs coach called Al Harris.
yeah.
He's part of the reason why because like our defensive backs have been getting so many like interceptions and things like that. Is a big reason why. They're already saying that he's gonna get taken away in the summer to become a defensive coordinator,
For
which
who?
is he's been linked with a couple of jobs, so I guess it's just who he picks.
That's okay. We're just gonna attract more talent, you know?
Yeah. But it does suck, man, that our coaches are already getting poached. Even our offensive coordinator is being linked with someone else.
Hey, it is what it is. We just keep getting better and get the next man up. But I mean, that's all I got.
Oh yeah, Endrick has his uh move to Lyon has been confirmed or it's already been gone through.
Hendrik, I don't know. It's weird for him to go to a Lyon team too that was on the brink of bankruptcy. Technically, they get relegated, but then they stabilize their status and go to back to the first division. I think a move to like maybe a Marseille would have been better, you know? But man,
Mm.
sucks to see. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to bother Jesse about anything. Peace.
Peace.